and welcome to the Direct Selling Success Podcast. I'm Anna Green, and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks, and training on network marketing done right. Thank you for listening.
Morning. I wanted today to give you 3 tips on how to get your mojo back for January. I know, and I'm feeling it too, that January is the bizarrest month for getting your mojo back. We've just had 2 weeks off over Christmas. Maybe you've taken time completely off, maybe you've slowed down, maybe you've got out of routine. It is so hard to get that back. And if it's anything like me, being here in North Yorkshire and looking outside and seeing the snow like this, it's really difficult. It's cold, it's dark, everybody's got snow days, kids are still off school. That's what's happening around by me. It can be very difficult to then get yourself into this routine. Maybe you've had a Christmas where you've had flu. Loads of people getting flu around here in the UK at the moment. That can be a real challenge if you've had a cold or a flu or something like that, and you've had to take time away to recover. That can be really difficult to help to assist this whole getting back into the routine. Anybody else feeling like this? I know for me, I am super excited about being back to work because I love what I do. I love helping people. I'm so focused on my goals, but at the same time, it is really difficult to still think, right, I'm going to sit at my desk. I'm going to do this next thing. Oh, I'll just go and have another cup of tea. Or, let's go and see what's happening over there. Or, just faff around on my phone because I've been flicking through my scroll hole for however long over Christmas. It is, even for me, being super focused on my business, still really difficult to get back into the swing of things at this time of year. Is that you? Are you really hyper-focused and wanting to do these things and so excited about the year, yet you're still feel like you're sludging through treacle to try and get focused and motivated? Last week, I went back to work on Thursday last week. So the 2nd of January, and I thought I'll ease myself back in. I had a bit of a to-do list. I wanted to catch up with scheduling my socials. I wanted to make sure that my emails were ready to go out to my audience and my subscriber list for this week. I wanted to make sure that I done the little bits that I needed to do, made sure that my diary was ready, all the little bits. And I remember starting a job. It was the emails. And I thought, I'm easing myself in gently. I'll go and sit at my desk and do it. And I just kept getting distracted. Over and over again. I'd start it, I'd look at it, I'd start something else, I'd come back to it, I'd get distracted by a coffee, I'd be distracted by the kids coming in, I'd be distracted by this little guy here, my little Elvo, there's little Elvis. He's very distracting. But all these things, anything that I could possibly be distracted by, I was. So rather than it taking me the usual 10-15 minutes to write an email, I was still sat looking at that same email, having typed bits, deleted bits, typed bits, deleted bits for ages. And I don't know what it is about this time of year, but it is so difficult. And I want to just say that it is totally normal. And it is okay, right? Because I think, and I don't know whether this is like a true thing, but this is what I've come up with. This is the reasoning behind it for me. I think that we take this time off and we get out of routine, we've lost a habit. And it takes so small amount of time to lose a habit. We've done something else. We've found this amazing place over Christmas where we're having fun, and maybe we're drinking with friends and eating with friends and getting up when we want and spending time with family and, doing all this fun stuff when we want, that we have this whole desire to get back to work, but also at the same time, this desire to keep doing this fun, festive thing. And it fights. And as much as I have these huge goals and these huge missions and so excited to get back to my work because I love what I do, this pull of, a couple of glasses of wine on an evening, or watching a Christmas film, or sitting cozied up with on the sofa with a hot chocolate, or, going into town or going for a walk or doing fun things, it battles. And there's this like whole thing that's happening. So we've got to be kind to ourselves when we're getting back into the swing of things in January and thinking, actually, this is okay. Because what happens in our brains is we battle away with this whole, I should be doing this, I need to be doing this, why can't I get back into this? And it turns this negative spiral into a whole self-fulfilling prophecy of, I'm never going to get back to work, I can't do it, I don't like it anymore, whatever else goes on in our heads. And we're fighting. And if we just stop fighting inside here, things will be so much easier. Acceptance is key. So I learnt over the past few days, while I'm trying to get back into work slowly, to do what I can. And I wanted to give you these 3 tips because this is what I found has really worked well for me. The first thing is the goals, that overwhelm, that to-do list, that huge big list of things we know we need to do right now that we're beating ourselves up about because we're not doing them either fast enough, well enough, can't be bothered, distractions, whatever. So my first tip for you is to sit down and just do one thing, one small little thing, and recognise yourself for that. Reward yourself for that. I'm not saying, give yourself a glass of wine every time you achieve something. You picked up the phone, yay, let's have a glass of wine. No, I don't mean that at all. What I mean is just like a little bit of a, yes, I've done this one thing. I'm so proud of myself for doing this one thing. It's done. It might have taken forever. I might have got distracted through it, but it's okay. I've done it and I've done this one thing. Now I know I can do something else. And if you can start doing one thing, whatever that might be, you will find it easier to do the next thing. The other thing that I want you to think about is looking at what you actually have done. So my next tip for you, and I was saying this to the guys in my Leader Lounge membership today. So I have a membership called the Leader Lounge. It's for leaders in direct selling and network marketing. And I go live in there on a Monday morning. And I was talking to them about this exact same thing. We look at what we've done and we think we've done nothing. We think we've failed. We think that we've not done enough. I know that I can look back at my day and feel like I've worked all day but got nowhere. Do you ever feel like that? It can't just be me. And it's certainly not just me because I've been talking to my Leader Lounge and they're the same. Actually, you will have done stuff. Not you might have done stuff, you will have done stuff. You might not have achieved as much as you wanted to. You might not have done the things that you were expecting to do, but you will have done some stuff. So my second tip is to go and look back at what you have done. So we're on what we're on now, 6th of January. Go and have a look back at what you've done last week, what you've done since you broke up for Christmas. Things that you've probably done without even realising, or you think are just a few little bits. Or at the end of today, if this is your first day back, sit down tonight and write we used to call them a did-do list. Things that you've done, things that you've achieved. Maybe you've got dressed and got showered for the first time in quite some time. That could be your biggest achievement and you should praise yourself for it if that is. You might have made 4 attempts at messaging customers this week or today. You might have scheduled a few social media posts. Yes, it might have taken you 4 hours because you were distracted by the kids or the washing or whatever else, but you've done that thing. And I want you to recognise what you have done and not focus on what you haven't. Because again, this is up here. This is something psychological up here. When you focus on what you have done, you are so much more likely to do more. Because you'll look at what you have done and think, well, actually, I've achieved these things. I got out of bed this morning. If you've had a flu or whatever, you've got out of bed this morning. Or you've walked the dog in the snow. Yes, that was me this morning. Not that he wanted to go far. Elvis does not like the snow. He does not like the snow. Or it could be, you've scheduled next week's social media, or you have posted once on social media, or you got a sale today. Think about the things that you have done, not the things that you haven't done. And the third big tip is to make what you do fun. I am a big one for bringing joy into everything I do. I think that as business owners, we don't do this enough. I gamify everything. I like to set myself a sales target. I like to set myself an actions target for the day. I'm going to take 5 actions today towards making a sale. I'm going to take 5 things off my to-do list, and I'm going to see how fast I can do them. You know, making things fun, setting a timer and going, right, I've got 15 minutes to write this email. Can I beat 15 minutes? Let's go. Super making everything into a game. Can I beat last month's scores? Can I do, and doing that for me, and it might not work for you, which is fine, but for me, having that motivation, can I do one more thing? Can I do 3 sales calls today? Can I book in one more client? Can I get 2 more people to join my membership? All this, it's how I make it exciting. And I can make the most mundane things exciting by adding a bit of fun, a bit of joy, by even just smiling while I'm doing it. Just massively helps me get more productive, do more with the stuff that I'm doing, and want to do it again. If I find something boring, that's it. I'm done. Not interested anymore. Don't want to do it. And I will shelve it. It will overwhelm me. I'll procrastinate over it. I'll hide it. I'll just not do it. So if I don't make things fun, if I don't want to do something for whatever reason, I won't do it. So I need to find a process to make me do the things. And if I can't find a process to make me do the things, I will delegate it to somebody else. I would prefer to pay somebody to do the things that I don't want to do, or that overwhelm me, or that I procrastinate over, than do them myself. That way I know they're going to get done. And for me, that has driven my business forward. So, find your thing. Find your thing that's going to make you do the thing. Is it going to be, right, I'm going to do these 5 calls, I'm going to make sure they're done in an hour, and then I'm going to treat myself to a cup of tea and a biscuit? Or I'm going to get out in some fresh air, or I'm going to stick my favourite song on and dance around the room like a loony? What's your thing? Find your thing that's going to make you do the things. And that's what I would say to you. So they're my 3 top tips to get you back into the swing of things in January. My biggest thing that I will say is don't be hard on yourself. It takes a lot of time to get into a routine, and it can be very quickly broken. Christmas breaks that routine. So we now have to get back into it, and it takes time. So don't be hard on yourself. Take that time. The more you fight and battle against your brain, beating yourself up about stuff will mean it takes even more time to get back into it. Enjoy the process. That's what I'd say for you today. So if you want to follow me, if you're not one of my followers already, come and click that follow button. And yeah, I will see you all soon. And go and do just one thing and praise yourself for it. See you soon.